At Ananda, no separation should exist between our daily demands and our spiritual priorities. We can make them one. And in that sense, we can have our spiritual practice throughout the entirety of our day, and not just something we do in the beginning of our day and something we do maybe at the end of our night. But it's just a fully integrated flow. And we really need to do this because we have so much karma that these little threads that kind of bind us to the body. And we think, oh gosh, I screwed up. Or I'm not worthy, or our minds just go all these different directions. I'm feeling low about myself. I screwed up. And we just have this that pulls us down, this Maya pulls us down, all these different threads. But our meditation, our self-offering, our devotion, the music lifts us. What is the environment that we're doing? There's a reason that, we're Swami and Ananda, and we're just trying to keep our environment is so strong. And the more all these different threads we have in our lives, so it's not just, I'll practice Kriya Yoga, but our whole life is a sadhana. But all these different threads are like threads of grace that pull us up and lift that energy up our spine, lift us, that Son of Man consciousness, and just lifts it upwards. Yogananda, when he was in the 1920s and 1930s, here in America, he was doing his spiritual campaigns across the country several times. There was even one time he had a house car that he would be traveling in and sleeping in. And he was talking before thousands of people. And one time in Carnegie Hall, he had everybody singing his chant. Well, actually, it wasn't his chant. It was a chant of Guru Nanak, "Oh God, beautiful." And he had everyone singing this chant for over 1 hour. And he said many people went into a state of ecstasy. They were just uplifted in that state. And after everyone was chanting, and after he was done with his lecture, he went back to his interview room, and he said there was a man who just flung open the door emotionally, and he had his revolver and he slammed it down onto the table, and he said, "Look what you've done to me. I can't go back to that way of life anymore." And that's exactly right. Because the most important thread of grace that we have is the Guru's grace. And look what he can do to us when we're open and ready to receive him. He can transform and transmute all of those things in our lives that we think that hold us down. And it is the Guru's grace, the Guru's techniques that just lift us up. So that just as Jesus was coming into the gates and everyone was singing Hosanna, the more we just open ourselves to God and Guru's grace and all that we do, inwardly we'll be singing Hosanna, and we'll be just lifted up into his arms of love.